Imagine a world where every single lie, no matter how small or harmless, instantly materializes into a glowing, floating bubble that drifts up into the air for everyone to see. The moment a child insists they didn't steal the last cookie, a shimmering little sphere pops into existence above their head. When a politician reassures the public with promises they never intend to keep, the sky above the rally floods with thousands of swelling, iridescent orbs, bobbing like a storm of fragile lanterns. At first it would be hilarious, a universe where white lies and everyday fibs create a dazzling spectacle, filling rooms with flickering bubbles like a carnival gone wrong. But quickly the weight of truth would sink in. Privacy, relationships, and even entire governments would unravel, exposed by a flood of floating confessions that could never be taken back. Imagine walking through a city street where lies hang in the air like glowing graffiti. Old bubbles drift lazily near rooftops, evidence of forgotten excuses, false compliments, and broken promises from years past. New bubbles emerge constantly, glowing brightly for fresh deceptions, bumping against one another, casting eerie rainbows across the pavement. Businesses couldn't hide shady deals because their boardrooms would be choked with evidence. Courtrooms would no longer need witnesses to testify. Just look at the bubbles filling the air like spectral verdicts. Parents telling bedtime stories might hesitate, afraid of the harmless fables turning their child's room into a cloud of twinkling dishonesty. Even sarcasm and jokes would become dangerous, every playful exaggeration leaving behind a glowing scar in the atmosphere. Humanity's entire language of deception, from the smallest social courtesy to the grandest manipulation, would become impossible to conceal. But what happens when lies start to accumulate? Entire cities might be buried under layers of old bubbles, drifting higher into the sky until Earth itself is encased in a glittering sphere of humanity's dishonesty, orbiting like a second atmosphere. Sunlight would bend and refract through billions of glowing lies, turning daytime into a kaleidoscope and nighttime into a haunting, luminous shimmer. And as the planet drowns in these fragile spheres, new industries would rise. Bubble harvesters might sweep the skies, capturing lies as fuel or art, bottling the whispers of the past to be sold as curiosities. Others might find ways to pop them, erasing visible evidence but leaving behind a faint sound, maybe a whisper of the very lie it once held, echoing into the air like a ghostly confession. The psychological weight would be immense. People would grow terrified of speaking falsehoods, choosing silence over risk, or resorting to coded language to dodge bubble creation. Politicians and public figures would wither, their every speech betrayed by a cloud of contradictions hanging visibly above them. Friendships and marriages might shatter under the weight of unveiled dishonesty, yet perhaps a strange new culture of radical truth would be born. Trust would become the most valuable currency, because in a world where lies cannot hide, honesty would be luminous in its absence of bubbles. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest irony of all would reveal itself. In a reality overflowing with visible lies, the most extraordinary and rare treasure wouldn't be the truth. It would be silence, the empty space where no bubble forms at all.